17-year-old German teen went on vacation alone and never came home. When he was found, reports claimed his body weighed only 16 kilograms. What happened out there? A teenager travels alone to a sunny island for a short vacation. No drama, no warnings, no reason to believe anything could go wrong. But only days later, he would be found dead near one of the most dangerous cliff areas on the island. And what makes this case so disturbing isn't only the outcome, it's the details that don't match. Because the more people looked into it, the more questions appeared. Was it a tragic accident, a sudden medical emergency, or something that involved another person? Today, we're telling this story carefully and respectfully, based on what has been reported, and we will not mention any names until the very end. The trip. It was summer. A 17-year-old tourist from Germany arrived in Malta. For many young people, a trip like that feels like freedom. Warm weather, a new place, and the excitement of exploring somewhere unfamiliar. He wasn't traveling with a large group. He wasn't surrounded by constant supervision. He was moving around on his own, like many travelers do. And that matters. Because traveling alone can be amazing, but it also means there's less protection when something unexpected happens. No friend to notice you're feeling unwell. No one to confirm where you went last. No one to immediately raise the alarm if you don't return. He explored the island and used a bicycle to get around. At first, nothing seemed unusual, but then communication stopped. And if you've ever had a friend or family member traveling, you know how quickly no messages can turn into fear. Because silence can mean many things. Maybe the phone died, maybe there was no signal, maybe they were busy. But when enough time passes, the mind jumps to the worst possibilities. So people started asking questions. Where was he last seen? Where was he staying? What was his plan for the day? And soon, the situation shifted from a young tourist on holiday to something much darker, a missing person case, the disappearance. Once someone is reported missing, the clock becomes the enemy. Every hour matters. Every lead matters. Search efforts begin with the basics, checking where the person was last confirmed to be, looking for witnesses, trying to reconstruct movements. But disappearances are complicated, especially in a foreign country, because the missing person may not know the area well. They may take routes that locals would never take. They may end up in places where no one expects them to be. And then there's the terrifying reality. Sometimes people don't disappear because they want to. They disappear because something happened, an accident, a confrontation, a sudden health crisis, or a situation that escalated too fast. At some point during the search, attention turned toward a well-known location, Dingley Cliffs. If you've never seen them, Dingley Cliffs are breathtaking and dangerous, high, steep, and unforgiving. One mistake near that edge can become fatal, and then the missing teenager was found there. At first glance, the conclusion seemed obvious. He must have fallen. But almost immediately, people began noticing things that didn't fully fit. The scene at the cliffs. Near the area, his bicycle was discovered. That detail could point to a simple story. He rode to the cliffs. He got too close. he slipped or lost control, and he fell. But investigators and later observers questioned the scene. Because if a person falls from a significant height, the situation often leaves a clear signature: a crash, damage, evidence of a violent event. Yet what was reported about the condition of the bicycle and the overall scene didn't instantly confirm the simple accident narrative for everyone. And then there was the body. In a case involving a fall from cliffs, you would expect certain injuries, severe fractures, obvious trauma, clear signs of impact. But one of the most controversial parts of this case became the discussion around injuries that seemed inconsistent, not impossible, not proof of anything, but unusual enough to raise serious questions. And once that happens, the entire case changes. Because a cliff fall is one of the most straightforward explanations. If that explanation becomes questionable, then everything becomes questionable. And the story stops being a tragedy with a simple cause and starts becoming a mystery. The autopsy. Questions. After the discovery, the investigation turned to forensic evidence. And this is where the case became even more complicated. According to reports and later discussions, the findings did not fully match what many people would expect from a fall. The absence of certain injuries, especially major fractures, became a key point of debate. Now, to be clear, bodies don't always behave the same way in accidents. A fall can result in different outcomes depending on the angle, the landing point, and the terrain. But the reason this case drew so much attention is because the injuries reportedly didn't provide a clean conclusion. And when a forensic examination can't give a clear answer, the door opens to multiple possibilities. For example, what if he collapsed before he fell? A sudden medical emergency? What if he never fell at all? What if he died elsewhere and was moved? Or what if the fall happened, but not in the way people assumed? Each theory has problems. Each theory raises new questions. Because if it was an accident, why didn't the evidence look more obvious? And if it wasn't an accident, then what exactly happened out there? This is the moment where many cases split into two different worlds: the official explanation and the doubts people can't let go of. The second examination and missing organs. As time passed, the teenager's family wanted more answers, and that's completely understandable. When someone dies far from home, families often feel powerless. They weren't there. They didn't see what happened. They have to rely on authorities and reports. So the family pushed for clarity and further examination. But then another shocking detail entered the story. When the body was returned to Germany, it was reported that important internal organs were missing, including organs that can be crucial when determining cause of death. This detail alone created massive controversy, because without those organs, the ability to confirm or deny certain causes becomes extremely limited. It's like trying to solve a puzzle after someone removed several pieces. Now, some may argue that in certain cases, organs can be retained for additional testing, but the emotional impact is undeniable. To a grieving family, it can feel like something was taken from them, not just physically, but the chance of certainty. And certainty is what families want most. Not theories, not maybe. They want a final answer. And in this case, that final answer seemed to slip further away with every new development. Why this case still matters. This story isn't only disturbing because of what happened. It's disturbing because it shows how fragile clarity can be. A young person can vanish in a matter of hours. A scene can be interpreted in multiple ways. An investigation can leave unanswered questions. And when those questions remain, they don't just disappear. They stay with the family. They stay with the public. They become part of a case's identity. Final reveal. So who was this teenager? And what case have we been talking about? This was the mysterious death of Mike Mansholt, a 17-year-old German tourist who was found dead near Dingley Cliffs in Malta in 2016. And the truth is, the case was never fully resolved in a way that satisfied everyone. No final answer that ended all doubt. No conclusion that made every detail fit perfectly. Just a young life lost far from home, and questions that remain. Thank you for watching.